Hey friends, happy Thursday. I am going to talk about order of detox today because it's a question we get a lot about. There's certainly some room for debate on order of detox, as well as best ways to detox and all that. So I'm going to get into all of that. And I have a document I can share with you that you can print out at home. We call it the Detox Readiness quiz. So hi there. So you can, follow along with that, and I'll screen share that as well. So if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can write me a comment or a question as we go, and I'll see it. If you're on a Facebook group, I think it is, you have to give. There's a little button at the top of the stream to give your permission to show your name in the comments. So that is kind of helpful. That way I know it, otherwise it looks anonymous. Okay, so again, I'm going to reference this document, but also a lot of what my theory is on how to detox is in this book. If you don't have it yet, The Ultimate Toxic Mold Recovery Guide. It's a book all about every aspect of mold, testing your home, cleaning your home, that kind of a thing. But really, my strength as a practitioner is, um, first of all, order of detox, and second, really getting to the root of things and working on the whole system. So, for most people, by the time they're really deep into chronic illness, which is a lot of our audience, that they have multiple things going on in the body. Multiple systems have been weakened by infections or lack of oxygen or whatever it is. So it's really a rebuilding process that can take quite a while, and almost just good to know that it can take quite a while because then you can just sort of embrace that fact. Okay. Okay, here's what that detox readiness survey looks like. And I think I also, when I share this link in the chat, I think I don't know if people on Facebook can see it or not, but you can see it on my screen and I can add it later. So we made this a little bit based on the book, but then I added a few things. And even if you're not going to turn this into anyone per se, you can print it out and actually, really give it some thought. It's also something you could do, if you're thinking about working with us. So length of time sick is, significant. And sometimes we don't realize how long we have been sick until we really write it down. Age can affect how quickly or slowly you're going to heal, potentially. It's not the only factor, certainly. So in my book, I have 10 foundations to do before you detox. But as I was sort of getting interviewed and chatting more with, people about this process, I sort of added some. um, so sleeping is super important, right? Like if I was just reading a little article about how if you don't get a good night's sleep, you're kind of set up for chronic inflammation. Also, sleep is when our brain detoxifies, when our cells regenerate and repair. So, if you're trying to push a detox, like, oh, yeah, you're trying to kill infections or, take a bunch of glutathione or whatever it is, um, without sleeping well first, you're not really going to get good results because you're always going to be fighting with this weakness of a poor night's sleep. So I do cover some ways to get better sleep in the book. I am a big fan of using supplements to sleep, and I found in my practice over time that there can be a resistance to using supplements to sleep, like it's some kind of big cheating thing. It's really not. Like if you use supplements in the daytime to have more energy, to balance your hormones, well, why aren't we using them to optimize another third of the day, which is sleep? So there's herbs that are calming, there's magnesium, there's melatonin. Um, and then there's routines too, taking a bath, using essential oils, getting off screen, reading. Sometimes there's more than that when you're chronically ill because you have pain at night and different things to address. But it's so important to address. You really can't go on with poor sleep and be trying to detox. So do that step first. Make sure that step is in place, at least mostly. If there's an outlier and occasionally you don't sleep well, but most of the time you should be sleeping well. Second one is about relationships. So, unfortunately, sadly, when I hear people's stories with mold detox, sometimes they aren't being supported by the people in their lives, or they're kind of feeling alone in the world. Um, and I know this isn't something you can turn around overnight, but it's something I want people to be aware of because, again, it can be a real chronic stressor to be in an unhealthy marriage, or you're really unhappy at work, or your friends are kind of gossiping and mean, or whatever it is, or you just don't have that many people to turn to while you're going through a hard time. So just as a first step, kind of minimizing contact with people who are unhealthy and unsupportive of you, and kind of looking out for new networks is important. I really think it matters. Again, it's going to keep just eating away at you when you're trying to improve your health. Next one is diet. So you want to be eating a real food diet. Um, you know, Not even having processed inflammatory foods, getting plenty of water and other fluids. I call this a math diet. So microbiome friendly often means lots of colors, lots of fibers, some clean fish, anti-inflammatory, again, avoiding those processed foods, sugars, alcohols really while you're trying to detox. Time restricted, it benefits your microbiome, excuse me. So sometimes when we're really sick, we do need to eat more often because we need the energy. But over time, you want to be able to have some blocks of time where you're not eating, you're having like a little mini fast between meals, or a longer fast overnight, or that kind of a thing. And then again, getting lots of fluids. One way we detox is through the urine, through water soluble toxins. So we want to keep hydrating throughout the day, but not so much at mealtime. I just want to make sure you guys don't have any questions. Don't see any. Okay, next one is exercise slash move your body. So exercise doesn't always have to be going to the gym, going to a class. It can just be taking a walk, doing some gardening. It can be just getting up during your workday and moving around. But exercise and movement move lymph and move oxygen around the body. So it's important for detox. If you feel like you just can't exercise because you're too tired, again, just doing small things, stretching, doing what you can do for starters, better than nothing. Number 5 is spend time outdoors and in nature. A lot of people aren't really doing much of this. They don't even maybe realize that they are only outside for 2 minutes a day, like when they go to work. Um, when we are outside, we're getting fresh air, the air quality is better. When we hear sounds in nature, when we see natural shapes, it's actually calming for our body, and it gets us out of our head, off our phone. So make sure you're doing that one. Number 6 is have a bowel movement at least once a day. So another way we're getting toxins out is through bowel movements. And a lot of people are constipated nowadays. Really, when you're detoxing, you want to have a bowel movement, ideally 2 or 3 times a day, but at least one. So if that's something that's not happening for you, okay to look into supplements, do castor oil packs, have more fiber, have more water. For me, digestive enzymes help keep things moving. Um, So that's something that's really easy that helps you break down your food that you could look into. Our binder has bowel movers in it, and we sell a different product called Bowel Mover. So that's in our shop, functional detox products, and I put some of those options in the book as well. Number 7, have you trained yourself about pace of detox and managing side effects? So this is one that I'm added to this readiness quiz. Excuse me, because if you're going into detox without really understanding what could happen, you're going to get yourself in more trouble. So, for instance, if you go try like chelation therapy because you think it sounds like cool or whatever, it could be really intense. It was for me, I'll tell you that. Um, and you just have to know like what you're getting into, talk to the physician about how you react to other things, and know like if you are getting detox side effects, like they also call them Hertz reactions. So if you're detoxing and it's making you feel worse because you're getting a headache, you're getting pain, you're not sleeping as well, that's too much, and you have to back off. So it doesn't mean anything's wrong. It's just too much for you. So having an understanding of that through classes like this, we have a free managing side effects guide at bridgetdanner.com that you can download. And then I also talk a lot about it in the book, considerations if you're elderly, if you're a child, that kind of a thing. Because we're all different in how we're going to respond to detox and how much detox we should be attempting. Some of us will do better with like techniques, but not supplements. I have a lot of people like that actually. Um, and some people I have clients who can barely do like a quarter capsule of a thing. So you just have to like know yourself and learn so that you don't have an emotional reaction to what you're experiencing. Number 8, I kind of added as well, which is have a team of practitioners or a supervising physician. As much as I am a fan of, learning on your own, trying things on your own, none of us live alone. Like we all are here to support each other. I had lots of practitioners throughout my recovery, not all at once, but I had lymphatic massage, and some IVs, and I had different naturopaths. So it's good to have people to talk to. um, us right now, everything in our shop is 10% off right now. So if you have thought about getting a lab or doing some consultation with us, you'll save a little money. So I should probably put our URL in the chat here since that sale is going on right now. Um, the other thing the sale is covering right now is if you set up a subscription, we give you one of our stainless steel travel mugs. They're super cute. So let me put that in the link. And that's through Monday, that 10% off sale. Okay, let me get back to my thing. I lost my thingamajig. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 9, getting rest, practicing self-care. So this is one that culturally sometimes we just don't do. We just keep like doing more and more and more stuff. We don't listen to our body when it's time to rest or read a book, go to bed early. We just go, go, go. Especially when you're going through a detox, you may need more rest. You may need more time to just be with yourself and your feelings. You might just need more care. So, and then maybe also taking that time to yourself to decide when you need a break from detoxing or when you need to go on a trip or, whatever it is. So make sure that that is part of your recovery plan as well. 10 is pretty easy. It's just fluids, which we kind of mentioned already. We sell an electrolyte that I formulated myself that has B vitamins, antioxidants to support your liver and detox. It's important when you're using a sauna to be hydrating. And many of us going through mold in particular will be urinating more. So we're losing more fluids. So you can check out our electrolyte at our shop, Playing Functional Detox Products. Again, it's on sale right now. This is the tumbler you get with it if you subscribe. And you don't even have to get it every month. You could get it like every 2 or 3 months so that you just, you know it's coming, but you don't feel like you have to drink it every single day. I drank mine this morning. I try to drink mine every single day. I really find that it has a really absorbable magnesium. I just find it helps reset my body, prevent leg cramps. It's sort of like a slight energy boost in a sense because you're getting hydrated and you're getting some essential nutrients. Okay, 11 is avoiding toxins in your daily life. So, again, well, let me back up. If you're going to detox, you also need to think about toxin exposure, whether that's mold or things off gassing in your environment or the makeup you use. In a way, there's no sense detoxing if you're just re-exposing all day long. We all are exposed to some extent. We are nowadays, but you can control at least what's in your own environment somewhat. Use an air filter, keep your house clean, don't use toxic cleaning products, change the air filter in your HVAC system, that kind of a thing. Number 12 is stay rooted in your goals and values. So this is, you're going to be going through a thing that is expensive and stressful potentially. And, again, maybe you don't feel quite supported enough. But if you keep reminding yourself why you're doing this and what are your goals and values, it will help you stay on track. And the other angle of this is a little bit going back to the toxic relationships. Like if you know something isn't really a fit in your life, but you keep choosing it, you're choosing the toxic thing, right? So staying aligned to your own values is going to cause a lot less turmoil inside your body, a lot less stress on your nervous system. Sometimes that means making hard choices, saying no to people, saying no to things, even things that are fun, like going to a party or something. But if it's not a fit for you in the moment, sometimes you just have to say no and stay aligned to where you're at in your detox journey. Number 7 is taking essential supplements. So this is a step I see people skip a lot. They want to take all the fancy things and they're like, what about this parasite cleanse? And what about this and that? Okay, first of all, just get the nutrients your body needs to function. Those are things like multivitamin that has B vitamins and vitamin D and that kind of a thing. Vitamin A, that's a antioxidant. Magnesium, there's not very much of it in a multivitamin, so you have to take it separately. It's important for detox, metabolism, sleep, all kinds of things. Vitamin D, again, probably not enough in your multi, and many people are deficient. That's a test we also offer with our thyroid package. So that's important too. And then fish oil. Now, most of us don't eat much fish, that we cannot produce DHA, EPA that comes in fish oil. We just can't. So we need to consume it. And again, it's very important for cellular health, immunity, the brain, the gut. So please be making sure you take your essential supplements before you add a bunch of fancy stuff. That way you're just supporting your liver, you're supporting your hormones, before you're asking it to do a second job of extra detox. 14 is managing stress. I think you know what that means, but really being active about it, not just saying, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. Like, what are you doing to manage it? Are you getting out and hiking? Are you playing with your pets? Are you listening to music? That kind of a thing. And then 15, I had to add too, because it's very important you're not still living in mold if you're trying to detox. Again, it won't really work. You're just putting back in what you're trying to take out. Okay, the next page was about um, sorry, symptoms you're dealing with and what's bothering you the most. That can help you get some focus in what to work on. So whereas we really should work on root cause, so to speak, you also can't be troubled by the same symptom day in day out, or you're not going to be able to like work on detox. So I put like the top 10 symptoms that I usually see in here, so you have some ideas on what to try. What kind of practitioners are you working with? What are you currently doing? What does not seem to work for you? Um, Anything in your health history that could be affecting your detox ability? What might you want to try? I think that's a really good one as you learn with us, because we're always sharing different ideas. And is there anything getting in the way of you taking action? These are good questions to just ask yourself directly, so you're not fretting about, kind of these vague things. You can get clear on, like, well, I'm concerned that I don't really have time to do these detox techniques, and I'm going to not feel good and have to go to work. Okay, how can you manage that? Well, one thing that comes to my mind with that example is like, do more detox techniques on the weekends then. Maybe like let your workday just be eat healthy food, take your supplements, get a little exercise, get to bed on time. And then the weekends be more do a coffee enema, go to the sauna, whatever, things like that. So there can be tech solutions, right? When you think outside the box. Okay. Last thing I wanted to address was kind of a little bit more specifically order of detox. So I'm giving you these foundations to do, but a lot of people are like, do I need to kill parasites first or candida first? Or do I need to, I don't know, do like a lymph cleanse first, that kind of a thing? Again, if you're doing these things, exercising, pooping, drinking fluids, you're basically getting, detox pathways are working. Uh, you also want to be sweating. I really encourage people to use the sauna while they're detoxing. But most of the clients who come to us are generally ready for a detox because they are doing those foundational things. And then, in my opinion, phase two is just adding some of the basic detox features. So, adding the sauna, doing Epsom salt baths, maybe if you're, feeling up to it, trying other therapies, doing, red light therapy, cryotherapy, trying a coffee enema, taking some foundational supplements like binders, glutathione, the electrolytes, just getting in a little detox routine. If that's going well and you're heartier, you're having more energy, then you can potentially do even more advanced things. And usually by this stage, it's based on testing. So, you can get a gut test with us and see what infections you have. And again, if you're hardy enough at this point to go after some infections, you can. But using those herbs will create die off. So I generally don't have people, I don't, just to go back to that example, I don't have people go after parasites and candida early in a detox. It's too soon. But later, as you're reconditioning your gut, you're doing some testing, you have more of the energetic resources to work on this. You can see you've moved house and you're settled and all that now. Then you can do more of that. But I wouldn't be chasing parasites and candida until kind of later in the process. Um, Again, it's just probably more than your body can take. It won't hold, it won't really work if it's too soon. And then, depending on the practitioner you work with, usually, like if we do a gut protocol based on your GI map results, We will do parasites kind of first. Well, we'll maybe do like some taking a megaspore for the month, making sure your gut's populated. Then we'll go after some parasites, but also clean up at the same time, like with GI detox, mega IgG. Just make sure your body is removing some of that waste. Um, and then we'll go after like bacterial imbalance, dysbiosis, and then candida. Candida is opportunistic to kind of piggyback on all the other imbalances that are going on. So usually we kind of hit that last with treatment, and you can not feel so good when you do a candida cleanse. Um, what was I going to say? But in the meantime, you can definitely be sort of at least not feeding it by not having sugar and alcohol and processed foods. And then later, maybe again, when you're stronger, you can go after the candida in more of a direct kind of herbal killer sort of way. And there's other systems you may be trying to work on too, rebuilding the immune system, working with chronic viruses. Again, this probably needs to be working with a practitioner and having some testing instead of guessing. So I'm trying to think what I could go. It's almost like you build when you're building a home. Not that I've ever built a home, but I think we can all imagine, right? Like you dig it out, you pour the foundation, you put up the structure, and then you put in the interior walls and then the fixtures and the finishes. It's a building process, and some of those things like candida cleanse or whatever are actually more towards the end of the process. And sometimes it just sounds kind of sexy to us, so we want to skip ahead. But really, you have to build that home. And as you build that foundation and all the components, you are getting healthier and healthier and stronger. Some practitioners don't even subscribe to the idea of going after infections and killing them. They're just more like my friend Ari Witten, more about like rebuilding your system, getting outside, eating real food, doing breathing exercises. And then as you get stronger and stronger, these infections aren't finding you to be a great host anymore. And they kind of, go to sleep. They're not being they don't have a good environment to grow anymore. So that's why there's some debate on all this order of detox and how to do things. But again, we're sort of almost arguing about the finishes. And I think most practitioners will agree on those foundations: getting a good night's sleep, getting fresh air, getting movement, getting real food, getting out of toxins. Like all that will help a ton. Um, and then starting to do those detox techniques and making a detox routine, like I mentioned. Um, there's so many, right? Dry brushing, get a rebounder, buy a home sauna, and then later moving into, okay, like there's still things I want to work on. I'm still having this phlegm, or I still have some loose stool. Like now I want to kind of work on some of these lingering symptoms. Okay, I think I'm going to kind of end it there. But are there any questions before I come off? And I'll just share. I've been sharing this a little bit online, but here is our new shop. It's been a million gazillion problems, but it's mostly working now. And you can see our foundational supplements here, our detox supplements here, our testing and consultation options here, our partner with Microbiome Labs. We gave them their own little section. And then if you go, if you click on something and purchase it, you'll see that everything's on sale, and you can even like piggyback your sale and get like 10. Let me show you. Sometimes it loads a little slow. Yeah. So for instance, it used to be 5% if you bought 3, but now it's 15% if you buy 3 because there's already 10% off. So it's definitely a great little sale through Monday. And yet also all the labs and consultations are on sale, which can be significant savings, like $50, $100 of savings. So We are excited for you to see the new shop, and thank you for your patience because it was a little clunky. But that's at functionaldetoxproducts.com. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your evening.